What is going on, guys? KrowOfMurder15 here with a brand new episode of Vlog, and it has been very chaotic over the past few weeks. That's why this episode is late, but I have a lot of information to actually go over in this episode, so we're going to go ahead and bounce right into it. So I'm going to start off with, because this episode is pretty much going to be a good news, bad news situation, and a lot of the times I like to start off with the bad news. So I'm going to go ahead and jump right into that and then follow up with the good news so that way we're not all feeling bad by the end of this episode. So the bad news, I'm going to start off with it, and it's a pretty big one. Unfortunately, due to circumstances beyond mine and anybody else's control, unfortunately, we are not getting the house that we originally bid it on. Underwriting is basically just being a pain in the ass. And unfortunately, just due to circumstances, we aren't able to get it. But Nikki and I have had this conversation a multitude of times, even before we knew this was going to happen, and be like, hey, if for some reason we can't get it, you know, we can move on. We can go to the next ideas. And thankfully, we've already contacted a realtor for our next steps for trying to find a house later down the road. Thankfully, it's not a situation where it's like we have to find a house or else we're going to be homeless. So it's nothing like that. It's just Nikki and I have gotten to the points in our lives where we just want to have our own place. And don't get me wrong, the apartment is awesome. I absolutely love it. But it's to the point where even in this economic crisis that we're still in, and the house marketing is just ridiculous, it's to the point where we could essentially find a good home and have a mortgage payment, a loan payment, the same as our rent payment. So why not use that money to, you know, pay off a loan rather than just putting money into a place you don't actually own. Like I said, it's nothing against our landlord. It's nothing against the place we're currently living in. It's just something we want to do. But yeah, it sucks majorly, but I'm not letting it get me down. I'm just kind of moving forward with it, and it's like, all right, this sucks, but let's see what we can do next and go from there. So it's still probably going to be a while before any type of movement happens or anything like that, or if we find another house, but it is what it is. So but that's mainly the bad news. The good news, there's a bit of good news. Well, it's an in-between good and bad, because it's neither really good nor bad, and then good news. Recently, I have actually stopped working for JRTS, and that was a couple of weeks ago, and I'm not going to go into details of what happened. I was not let go. I resigned on my own, but the circumstances were basically, I was not happy with the job at all. And I know people, you know, say suck it up, you know, do what you need to do, but it was getting to the point where the circumstances that were preventing themselves, the cons definitely outweighed the pros by like tenfold. And to put it in a way that I'm not giving too much information out, I was basically making only enough money to cover my not even in my expenses, my benefits, because when you sign up for benefits, they take out a certain amount depending on what benefits you have. And I was only making so much to where I was only covering my benefits, so I wasn't even making a profit, basically. But so I was like, screw this, I'm out, pretty much. So we're going to the good news now, which I'm not going to go into too much detail yet because things are still in the works. I have a new job lined up, but it's not going to take effect until a couple of weeks from now. Once everything is processed and everything, I'll give you guys more details. I'm sorry I'm so vague about it, and I probably could talk about it, but I'd rather keep as little info as possible into it unless everything's finalized, so that way it's not like, you know, hey, what happened to this? You know, you said you were going to do this. So but if everything goes according to plan, this new job is going to be amazing. I'm going to absolutely love it. It's almost a dream job, and like I said, I want to talk more about it, but I don't want to give too much information in case something happens to fall through. And that's just me. You know, like I said, I'm not sworn to secrecy by the company. I'm not getting threats of being like, oh, if you talk about this before you get hired, you know, you're gonna slim your chances of getting hired. You know, nothing like that. Nothing like that. It's just my personal choice. But so with this free time, you know, what's up with video production? And the good news is I've actually been working on a couple of things. The Storm Eagle cover is still in the works right now. It's kind of on a hiatus because I'm actually kind of getting I'm getting frustrated with it. There's a particular part of the song that's really hard to pull off, and it's just to the point where it's like, okay, I need to step back from this and just let it simmer for a little bit, and then I'll go back to it. But in the meantime, I have been working on a new cover that's actually probably going to be coming out this week, maybe today if I can finish it correctly. One of my favorite songs is Zombie by the Cranberries, that was also covered by Bad Wolves, which is actually where I first heard it. And yeah, I know, it's like everybody's like, oh dude, you're not a rocker if you don't, you know the original version. Screw off. But I grew a real appreciation for the original version too, and I'm working on it's almost done actually, a cover of the original version. And I can't sing that high part, so I actually just played the actual vocals on my guitar for this. And I would love, if it's possible, to see if I can get Ara Luna to do the vocals on this. If not, then, you know, maybe one of my other friends that can sing pretty high could cover it. I would not mind collabing on this. But regardless, it should be out, or at least the guitar version is going to be out either later today or maybe tomorrow, because it's literally almost done. I just need to go back and re-record a couple of things, because it's really good, but I want it better, because like listening back to it, I was like, okay, this part needs a little fixing, that part needs a little fixing. So it's like I want to do the song justice. And then I'm gonna try to excuse me, work on more videos coming up, because like I said, I know that I've been very, very slacking as far as actual video content creation, but life has been very, very busy. Life has been very stressful, and it's just to the point where it's like, all I want to do is just kind of rest and relax. And I know this is a hobby and it's supposed to help me, but at the same time, you know, you have to have that energy to put into the project, because if you're going into it half-assed and you're just like, man, I'm really tired, but I need to do this, you know, you're not going to have a very good quality product. So I'm into the point where I can actually sit down and do the videos again and work on stuff and actually be proud of it, rather than just trying to rush something out just to have something on the channel and it just being like, it's okay, you know. But yeah, that's honestly about it. Like I said, I have a couple of videos in the works right now. Zombie cover should be out later today or tomorrow, so be on the lookout for that. The Storm Eagle cover, I'll probably get back into starting next week after I finish this project, and then I really want to start getting back into getting episodes of Nat 1 out. I have a couple of scripts written. I just need to sit down and get people to do voiceover work for it and then put it together. So other than that, guys, that about does it. I'm gonna hop off here and finish working on the cover. Like I said, it should be out today, later today or tomorrow, so stay on the lookout for that, and I really hope you enjoy it. So until next time, guys, this is KrowOfMurder15 signing off.